All right, LinkedIn's dark mode is here, or I should say it's slowly rolling out to users on the platform. If you've used many other apps these days, usually on a smartphone, you've probably seen that many of them now have some kind of nighttime mode. The iPhone has it, the Mac has it, and then many apps have also adopted these nighttime mode settings so that at nighttime it'll display a darker interface, and that's usually to help with the viewer's eyesight at nighttime. When it's dark outside and you have very bright colors coming out of your screen, that can strain people's eyes and is just more difficult to use. So lots of users out there do prefer dark modes, and you've probably seen many apps start to adopt this. So LinkedIn has started doing this as well. Like I said, it's slowly rolling out to users on the platform. My profile does not have this feature yet, so we are going to walk through Virginia's profile here. She's one of our coworkers here at Speedwork. She leads up some of the LinkedIn marketing campaigns. So thank you, Virginia, for letting us use your profile and walk through it here. So when your profile gets access to this feature, LinkedIn has been sending emails to people to let them know that this new feature is rolling out. Right now, we're just on the homepage, and this is kind of what the standard LinkedIn.com experience has been like for a while. This is the light version. You can see we kind of have some beige backgrounds. We have a white toolbar. Posts here are white, and kind of with black text on top of it. Kind of standard LinkedIn interface here. Once you get the email, they'll tell you how to enable it, but what you'll do is you'll come up into your settings. Let me move this image. Click on your profile picture and then settings and privacy. You'll jump into the menu here. Come up to account preferences, and then right here is display. This is where the dark mode setting is going to be. So click on that to expand it, and you can see by default it's set to device settings. So if you're on an iPhone and you've set your iPhone to support dark mode or nighttime settings, same with a Mac, this would inherit those settings from your device. This will be the default setting for most users, so this is going to be rolling out and will be therefore used by most users on the platform. You can manually select if you want to make sure it's in light mode all the time, or if you want to see dark mode, which we'll show off here in a second, you can just click this button and you show you dark mode. So let's go ahead and take a look. If I click on that, you can see the theme switches right away on LinkedIn here. We're still in the menu page, but you can see how the colors have flipped. We have white text now on a black background. This is kind of a dark gray, and then a totally black background here. Links are showing up as purple here. So just some interesting things to point out. But now let's jump back over to LinkedIn.com and see what it looks like in the newsfeed there. So you can see it loads a little bit different, and then you can see this is interesting. So I can see that my background, again, is totally black. Posts here have kind of a dark gray, slightly lighter than the background, and then all these posts have white text now, so not black text. Images are still the same image, but now have lots of different colors around them that are different than what the light theme has. So it's very kind of interesting to analyze this, and especially if you're running LinkedIn ad campaigns, your images are now going to show up for a lot of the time in this dark theme. So this can impact your viewers, how they're going to view your ads, and then what's going to stand out in this new theme. So it's important to kind of keep that in mind. Keep an eye on your click-through rates. If you notice any of them start to decrease, this could be a reason for that. And then going forward, you'll want to choose colors in your images so that those colors will stand out both on the light theme and on the dark theme. Previously, when it was just a light theme, dark images would stand out to an extent because that dark image on the light background has contrast there. But now if I had just a dark image, that would blend into this background here and be less likely to be seen by the user. They'd be more likely just to scroll past it because of the dark image. It's not jumping off to grab their attention, which then kind of gives you lower click-through rates, and lower click-through rates can then also impact the performance of your campaigns on LinkedIn. So just different things to keep in mind as you're designing your ads. At Speedwork here, we're always careful to choose colors that we know are going to stand out both on the light theme and on the dark theme, and we're careful to choose imagery and choose colors that are going to stand out in this theme. So if I just scroll around a little bit, I can see how that was a black thumbnail that was there. That if I'm just scrolling by, it might be a lot easier just to scroll by that thumbnail. But you can see these links here. Hashtags are still the same blue, but we have white text here. Headlines, white text on a slightly lighter gray background. Some images, and then I can see some headlines here. Again, slightly lighter background with white text. Open up the comments. So you can see my buttons now here are all white buttons. Scroll around a little more. I can see actually 3M's their logo kind of stands out a little bit because the red pops out no matter what theme you're on, and then the white background actually stands out a little bit better on the dark theme. So I remember that was one thing that LinkedIn did mention in the email they sent to people was, hey, dark theme's coming, check your logo on your page and verify that it's still going to display the way that you want it to. Some people might choose a logo or just the image they choose to use here on LinkedIn, depending on how it's going to display in the platform. So be aware that not only your company's logo and cover photo are going to display a certain way, but also your personal profile's image, your profile picture, and your cover image are going to display a certain way on this dark theme now too. So let's just take a couple looks at some ads just to see, kind of get that feeling. If I go to any page, I can see ads being run by any page by going to that page. And then if I click on the posts button and then click on the ads button here, I can just tell that these pill colors are different than the light theme. So that's another interesting change. Like if I hit that follow button, this is all white here. But now I can see how these ads are showing up on LinkedIn on the dark theme. I'm just using QuickBooks here as an example. If I scroll through, you can actually see that this white banner here now stands out very well on the dark theme, whereas this image might not have been as good on the light theme because that white wouldn't stand out as much. The button here is still blue. I mouse over it, it kind of gets a little bit lighter. Here's a carousel. And then I can just see how these are showing up here. Their imagery is pretty good. It uses a variety of colors so that those colors will stand out on both sides. And then if I look at HubSpot as well, I can see some of the ads being run on HubSpot's page. So you want to go through your ads, take a look at them, and make sure that the images are still going to display correctly and how you want them to on both themes. Now, what's interesting to note is that we were doing some research and finding that most users out there actually do prefer the dark mode. So when I first got this email, I was like, oh, maybe some people will choose to use it. It's important to kind of keep in mind, but doing some research out there, it actually finds that the majority of users on any platform do prefer to have a dark mode. And it kind of comes to the, bright colors at nighttime do strain your eyes. So most people have become aware of that and have found the dark modes to be easier on their eyes, especially at nighttime. So many apps have seen that most of their users, up to 80% or more in this case, have been adopting dark modes. So, kind of going forward, your LinkedIn ads campaigns, be prepared to have your images display correctly on both themes. And then if you're planning out your colors, there's lots of handy tools out there to choose color palettes and stuff. But what you can kind of do is take your brand's colors. I'll take Speedworks here and just pop them in. For example, if I just want to pop these in, our Speedwork colors, this orange stands out very well on both themes. But if I wanted to, choose some other colors to potentially use, I can play around with some of these complementary colors to see what's going to still, display nicely with my brand colors, but then also maybe be complementary so that it'll stand out. So a light teal here, this will stand out on both themes. Orange maybe. Purple, this will stand out on both themes. So you can play around with some of these to get some good color values that you can then use in your ads. Then say I wanted to grab, say, QuickBooks' colors, because that was the example we looked at. So if I grab QuickBooks' green and blue here, I can then play around with some of the color themes here. So this red could stand out. I probably wouldn't use the brown just because that's going to blend into the dark theme background. But this red should stand out on both. And I can play around with some different color values. The reason why we do this is because we want to make sure that our brand colors that are probably going to show up in the image are also going to work well with other colors that we want to stand out on the platform. So, you don't want your image to look painful to someone to look at. So choosing colors that are harmonious to them are going to be easier on the eyes because that's how people see things. So just some things to think about as you're designing your ads on LinkedIn going forward. Overall, dark theme's pretty cool. So as soon as you get it, I'd say play around with it and know that for most people, this is going to be a default setting that's rolled out to them. So most of the people that you're connecting with on LinkedIn or just the people are viewing your ads, most of them are going to see this in a dark theme. So pretty cool to see this new feature roll out, but some things to think about around your ad campaigns. If you have any questions around ad design or LinkedIn ads best practices, our team at Speedwork, that's what we do all day long. So feel free to reach out with any questions or if you're looking for help. My name is Anthony from Speedwork, and let us know if you have any questions.